Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. War number 8 of season 49, the matchmaker not doing us any favors with this one. We have a matchup against Shadow Guard, the number 3 alliance in the game. I think we're sitting at like 15th or 16th right now. So a pretty sizable gap between these two alliances. Not really sure how that algorithm works there. Void and Iron Man returning to the team along with rank 2 Sunspot joining attack for the very first time. Pretty excited about that. We are starting off today on path 1, but we're up in section 2. We have this Wong here on node 19. Very easy fight for Void. We are going to be triggering some regens on him just by backing up repeatedly, just because of how I like to play against Wong. But once we get enough debuffs up and he's effectively heal blocked, it's not really going to matter. Couple things to pay attention to. This is just a standard Wong fight, more or less. Whenever he has the blue spell active, anytime you gain a buff, including from dexing, you're going to trigger an unstoppable on him. So if you're going to try and punish his special 1, when he has that blue spell active, you need to make sure that you don't actually trigger dex when you dodge that last drop punch thing that he does. So you can see I'm doing that here. Other major thing is when he has enough Eldritch Energy, your next basic attack needs to be a heavy, so I'm backing off here, parrying and heavying. I don't think I was too slow on that heavy, but apparently I might have been. That could have been a little bit bad. Luckily, one of the hits of the heavy did connect, and we dumped his energy for him. We've got Fear the Void up. He's essentially heal blocked again here already, and we are controlling his power gain. So if he decides to throw a heavy attack, he's not going to be gaining any power from that. So we're kind of safe from a potential special 3 situation as well. Yeah, nothing much else here. One more combo, down he goes. Very, very easy fight. All right, moving on, we have a Mantis here, rank 3 Mantis on node 28 with Buffet and Arc Overload. Considered bringing Toad for this fight, but given the rank disparity, and I did want to try, Sunspot in War, decided to bring Sunspot. So the play here is really just to boost up Mutant Power Back Boost here, as you can see. We're going to push her to her special 2, so bait out heavies, and we're going to only use our special 2s in order to nuke her down. So you could probably save yourself some time by doing like one special 1 beforehand, but I also didn't really want to run out of solar charges halfway through the fight and then need to get to my special 3 in order to recharge. So I decided just to kind of chance it with special 2s. We get 3 out of 4 crits there, and that was a nice special 2. Unfortunately, I take a heavy there and get pushed to my special 3, so I'm unable to just, go in with a second special 2. And his special 3 doesn't really do any damage here, so I expected it to hit a little bit harder, but I guess not. I only have the prowess from the tactic, though, so that's probably why. It did, 7 or 8% or so. So just kind of staying with it again. Most important thing is I really don't want her to throw that special 1. Go back in here, Striker into, I think, the special 2, and I believe that ends the fight. So other than taking that heavy, that was a pretty clean fight. Happy with that. Alright, we have 2 minis left. First one is a rank 3 Bishop on 39. I took this fight a couple seasons ago with Iron Man, and I reviewed that video kind of in preparation for this. And what I gathered from it is that the only thing to worry about here is power snack, and he's going to be gaining a bunch of power from your armor buffs and from your deck. So given that Iron Man is Incinerate immune, I'm pretty much just only baiting special 1s in this fight. And if I push him to the special 2 like I did there, that's fine. I can block it and take very little damage. The one thing that I do forget, and I feel like I forget about this in every time I play any fight on this node, is that the power sting is dependent on the defender's bar of power and not my bar of power. So right there, I took a little bit of power sting damage because I thought that the power sting was not going to trigger because I was already above 2 bars of power. So one of these days I will remember how this node works with the 1 too many hits node, but that day is not today. So this is a bit of a lengthier fight again because I'm trying to wait out the power stings in order to throw my special attacks. We have the arc reactor active. We have plenty of pauses on here. Again, that's a benefit of baiting out special 1s. You can get 1 easy pause on the first hit of each special 1, and your armor ups are going to be maxed at 20 for pretty much the rest of the fight here. Anytime I trigger Power Snack, I'm kind of like immediately backing off and baiting whatever special he has. Again, I don't want to be in a situation where he is at like, 2 bars of power and I'm trying to bait out a special and I accidentally trigger Power Snack a second time, because then, I'm going to have to tank a special 3, and nobody wants to do that. So yeah, a slow and methodical fight, but Iron Man counters pretty much everything that makes Bishop annoying, and I think this special one finishes him off there. Alright, last fight of the war for me is a Werewolf on Hazard Shift. A Odin pre-fight was supplied here, so we are good with the Incinerate immunity, and we'll have shock resistance as well. Couple things here. Insult to injury, I do kind of let that mess me up here. I actually do take a death on this node. Yeah, it's not too fun. So I opted for the Power Start 1 boost. I kind of went back and forth. I didn't obviously edit it in this video. I really went back and forth for a while on whether I should do an invuln or a Power Start 1. And my thinking was I can either choose between like the safety of the invuln or trying to get Petrify and the power gain counter up right away. And I opted for the latter, and I think that the correct option would have been to opt for an invuln boost. So he's not being very cooperative with the special attacks here, so I'm already feeling kind of backed up. We Striker into another combo into the special 1, and right here I think he attempts a Howl, and I guess I'm late on the counter, or else he's able to like interrupt his Howl and intercept me. So you'll see that happen here. He howls, I'm late on the counter, he interrupts his Howl right into the special 1 and absolutely clobbers me, and now we've got Ruptures on us, and he's unblockable after that, of course, and I can do very little before I watch my health drain away and give up a death. So that probably could have been avoided if I had invulned again, but, live and learn. I don't really know. I was obviously late on the punish there on the Howl, but it really felt like he was able to interrupt his Howl animation, and I guess that's a thing that he can do. Again, something to be aware of for next time. So yeah, that death put me in a bit of a rough spot. So at that point in the war, it was 1-0, and we were ahead. So they had died one time, and we hadn't died yet. So I was the first death of the war, and we were never going to win on time here. So at that point, I had essentially lost us the war, and I felt this is probably the worst death, the worst I've felt about a death in war maybe ever. Just because of how important the war was. And, there were some other deaths after me, but, so it ultimately didn't matter. But, yeah, I let everybody know that I died, apologized for losing the war for everybody, and then I basically, didn't open line or the game the rest of the day. I was I just had to go and do some other stuff, and then I eventually came back later that night, so... anyways, we did go on to lose the war. Shout out to Shadow Garden. They ended up only dying that one time. I guess we left Corvus open, and they just wrecked shop with Corvus on the map. So 4 kills for me, 1 death, and our record is back to an even 4-4. I think we will still be sitting in Master, but again close to the cutoff there at 18 or 19. So needing a win again to get that buffer back. So we'll see what happens in the next one. Folks, if you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.